everyone, and welcome back to another design team project for LineDotArrow. I'm going to be working with the 3 kits for the month of April. Now April is almost over and I'm starting very late because I went on holiday. But Natalie told me that it would be okay if I continued working on it throughout of May. So that's why I am going to work with the kits anyway, because I really liked them. And I am going to work with the 3 kits, but they are 3 separate kits. They're not really like a collection of the same type. There are 3 separate kits, but they do work together. So I'm going to show you the promo sheets. If you want to see a full flip through of the kits, I will link down below. I will link Natalie's video. She did a full flip through of all the 3 kits so that you know what is in there. So yeah, let's start. This is the vintage old script ephemera paper pack. It has 27 pages and it's full with all sorts of receipts and bills and, you know, stuff like that. All vintage ephemera. Then we have photographer's work, which is, as the name suggests, all about photos and pictures. And this is 25 pages. And then we have red velvet, which is something that I've never used anything before. Like I've never used papers that are this dark and with reds and blues. And I am very, very happy with this kit. It looks amazing. It has some pictures as well, and also some flowers and birds and such. So yeah, this is the red velvet kit and this has 25 pages. And those are the papers that I will be working with. Now you can also join the Facebook groups if you want to participate in the challenges. Links will be down below. Obviously the month of April isn't that long anymore, but it's not too late to participate in the challenges, because the last week of April you can sort of do all the challenges at once, or don't do any of the challenges at all. You can just simply submit something that you have made, and if you put the hashtag, then you will be able to participate in the winner's drawing like always. But yeah, I will link down below the Etsy shop of LineDotArrow, the video to the flip through of these kits, and the Facebook group. Okay, so that's it for that information. I've cut out all of the bits and pieces that I wanted to start using, and I have also printed all of the papers. These are the ephemera pieces, and I've printed these on newspaper print. They're very thin, and I did that because I feel like they look more authentic that way. So I've printed a few of those, a lot actually. Then I printed some stuff on acetate because I thought that would look cool as well. 3 sheets. And then these are all the papers of all the kits. I'm not going to use everything probably, but I can save these papers to use in other projects as well. Now, my idea was something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and that is an altered book. It's actually the case that I have prepared one already, and this is from before I started doing YouTube. I got inspired by a video of Kira Pace where she did a altered book, and she was inspired by, I think, 49 and Dragonflies. I'm not sure, or Gil. I'm not sure. I will have to look back on her video to see who she was inspired by. But yeah, I already prepped this book for to make it into an altered book. So this is already prepared. But then I was like, looking at the kits, there's also greens in there, so that would fit. But then there's also like very dark pages that have loads of reds and blues and such, and I was like, maybe it would fit better if I use a red book. And looking at this right now, I feel like we definitely need this book. So I'm going to make another one. And that's also a win, because then I can sort of show you how to do it. But yeah, I will also link down the videos that really helped me how to do an altered book. Now, this is going to be the first altered book that I've done, apart from the one that I have prepared. But like decorating it and filling it with ephemera and stuff like that, this is going to be the first one that is going to be finished, if that makes sense. So what you need is a few paper clips. So let me look for those for a second. Okay, here they are. Yeah, you're going to need some paper clips. And I've watched multiple videos on altered books. And there's people that say that you need a bound book, and others are saying you need a glued book. And my preference goes to a glued book because it's easier to rip out pages. Because when you use a bound book, you have to keep in mind that the pages are attached. So if you take out a page on the left, for example, like let's say you would take out this page, then somewhere else another page will be loose as well, so you have to take that in account. So for me, I think a bound book would be, or a glued book would be easier. So yeah, let's just get started. Now what they did is they would leave the first couple of pages. So I'm going to use one. This one is glued to that, so I would leave this too, so that, and then I would also leave this one. And then from here, I would start tearing or making pockets. So I would leave 3 pages. We could do 4, I guess. We can cover this up with something. Okay, let's keep 4. And then what they do is they are going to make a pocket. So let's say we want a side pocket. I'm going to fold this not entirely to the edge, but just a little bit before that. Okay, like that. And then we are going to rip out 8. Oh, this is not good. Okay, wait. Be very careful. These pages are glued together quite good. I hope this book will be... I'm not sure if this book is too old, actually, because it's tearing here. Maybe I can reinforce it. Okay, wait, let's just see how it's going. 3. 4. 5. 6, 7, and 8. Now I don't mind these, you can try to get them off, but this will be glued shut, so you won't really see that, to be honest. And what I will do is I will put glue here as well, and then on the sides, so that this will be glued shut a bit. So this will be our first pocket. And then I'm going to use a paper clip to keep them together. Wait. Like that. And I'm also going to put one on the front, or on the bottom, I mean. So that will be our first pocket, and then we can flip it over. Now I'm going to use the one that I made as a reference, because I want to see what types of pockets I did. I did an angled one, I did a side loading one, then I did a double pocket on both sides, and here as well. What's in between here? Oh wait, this one belongs here. And then we did, oh yeah, a double one, which is also fun. And then like that. Oh, and I also made one like this. And this one is also fun. And then I kept a few plain This one is also fun. So there's a whole bunch of different ones you can do. So the first one we did was a singular one. And maybe I want to keep this like this, and we can add a normal pocket, or we can do some collage. So I'm gonna leave this like that. And then I want maybe a slanted one or a triangle one. Okay, like that. And then I am going to fold it this way. I hope that will work because the paper is a bit brittle. It might be better to use a somewhat newer book, but yeah. We're gonna do it like this. And then I want another one, but then like a double pocket, but then like this maybe. Let me see if that's, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so then we have a double one. But I made a mistake here. We need to remove 8 first. So this one is actually going out. 1. So within every pocket, you need to tear out 8 so that you create room to put something in. That's my understanding of it. So yeah, this is 2. 3, 4, 5, oh, 6, oh, 7, 8. I think that was 8. And then I am a bit bothered by this. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it because otherwise I'm scared that I might break it. So this will just go like so. And then we want the next one to go like this. And I like that. And then we need to remove 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is starting to show. So we need to probably reinforce this part with some tape so that it won't come loose. This does, however, give the opportunity maybe to get rid of this. Okay, so now we have our double triangle pocket. Okay, so now we have this, and then we have place for collage or a picture, and then we have this, and we have a double pocket. And then we can leave this empty again, and then maybe we can do a let's see, We just did a triangle. We just did a double one, so I'm not gonna do a double one. We can maybe do it like this, or this one is also fun. No, wait. Okay, so we did that. Let's do a top loading pocket. So I'm going to make a notch. Where is my thing? This one. Like that. That's the notch. It's a quite small actually. Maybe I want to make a bigger notch. Now I don't have anything in between, so this one is quite large immediately, but I think this will be better. Yeah, okay. And then we need to delete 8 again, or tear out, I mean. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this works way better. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This works way better. Wow. Okay. And then we're gonna clip this together again. And then I want a pocket on this side. So I think we're gonna fold this like that. Oh wait, no, I want it differently. I want it a double one. So we're actually going to fold it like this, like so. And then we're gonna tear out 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to fold this one in half. And then yes, so this one will be attached to this one. I think I messed up. Yeah, because this needs 8 pages as well. So we need, so yeah, okay, I'm sorry. We need to tear this out, and then this will be, this has room enough. So we need to do that again. Okay, like so. And now we tear out 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 7 because this one has 9 teared out if I'm correct. Yeah, so let's do just one less. Okay, and now this is correct. Okay. Yeah. And then I want this, we'll keep this like this. And this as well. And then I want maybe one that is like this, like a triangle. Okay, now this is a bit fiddly because the paper is very brittle. I don't know why this is bigger than the other side. It looks good to me though. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna keep it like this. I'm going to fold it the other way around because I want it on that side. Okay, And then we are going to tear out 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be that. Maybe we can. Okay. And let me see what we got. We got a side tuck, then we got double, we got a top, and then we got double side, then we got this. Maybe we can do a side loading pocket now. Okay. Remove 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Then I want something on this side again, and maybe we can, we need to remove 8 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'm going to fold this in a triangle. Like so. How would it look if we do it like that? Yeah, okay. And then we're gonna remove 8 again. 1, 2, 3. Is that possible? 3, 4, 5. No, that's not possible because we need to leave 4 of the end pages. So this is actually all that we can do. And we need to keep these intact in order to not, to keep the spine healthy, I guess. Yeah, so this is actually going to be the last. Now, I chose a somewhat smaller book. I have very thick books as well that I want to do ultimately, but because it's my first one, I thought it'd be better if I use the smaller book. And also, I just love this with the kit. Now, I don't know if you can see. Let me try to zoom out a bit. But this is what we got so far. The book has a lot of room between the pages. I don't know if that's visible, but yeah, it has a lot of room. So we can fill it up with beautiful ephemera and things that we are going to make as well. I do need to secure this, yeah, these pages a bit because they are falling out, which is not okay. And I think I'm just going to use some washi to do that. We are going to cover most of it up. And all of these we can use. The yellowed pieces I can tear off for collaging or for stamping maybe. I love the petit, I don't know how to call it, but I love the yellowed look. And others we can use as glue pages. So I'm going to clean up a bit here. And then I am going to come back. I will probably do some inking as well around all the edges. Now, I like the yellowed ones, but these doesn't have the yellow either. So I think I'll use Vintage Photo on this one. I hope it will match. And then I'm also going to do the tips or the very edges with some ground espresso. I'm going to do that off camera because you probably don't want to see me do that for a long time because it will take a while. And I will reinforce the pages a bit with some, I think I'll use aged tape. I think that will fit, and we can always cover it up, but then you will still see a bit of the vintage tape. If I will glue it like this, no, we're gonna cover it up with paper. I can maybe cover it up with some craft tape or something. I will figure something out. I just need to reinforce it. We're gonna cover it with paper, so it's going to be fine. Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I have inked all around. I've used vintage photo and some ground espresso, and I think it really matches the yellow on this side. It's not the exact same color, but it's damn close, so I'm quite happy with that. And the reason I inked everything already is because I like to prepare, make my process a bit faster. Now, obviously, you don't have to do this. You can also ink it page by page. Do whatever you prefer. I inked quite a bit on the inside too, because I would like to keep a border so that you will actually see a bit of the inking. So yeah, everything is done and prepared. And now it's actually time to start decorating. And I think I will work bit by bit. So I will just choose a section that I want to work on. Because 49 and Dragonfly, she did that too. And I was like, oh, that's actually quite nice. So that you don't force yourself to start at the beginning and work your way through the back. It's just pick a page, what you feel like, what kind of pocket do I want to work on today, and then just work on that page. So that's what I'm going to do. The rest of the videos will be as my usual ones, sped up and with a voiceover. I did this real time because I wanted to show you my process of preparing the book. But now that that's finished, I think it's better if I just speed it up. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the decorating. It is now time to start the decorating, and I decided to use this page because the book is going to be a photo theme. This was perfect that there was actually a big photo inside the book. So I decided to utilize that, and I'm going to start off by making a frame for it. At first I wanted a 1-inch border, but then I found that it was a bit too big and it didn't really fit the page, so I cut down the frame to a 1/2-inch border, and I'm just using my paper trimmer to do that. I decide to not cover it with papers, but I'm going to use some vintage photo to make it less white. I also have this piece of acetate that I'm going to cut out to place behind the frame because I really liked the grungy look over the photo. I'm going to keep the frame very plain and neutral. I think the frame is a bit too thin to do like a collaging. I'm then going to cut the acetate to the size that I need. And I'm going to glue it down, or stick it down I should say, with some double-sided tape. I'm then going to see if there are elements that I want to use, And I found these strips, which are from the kits that I'm going to use, and I thought it would be fun to use one of those as if they were like a nameplate for the artist that drew this portrait or something like that. This is a die cut that I have, and I thought it was very fitting because there's also photo strips in the kit, but I wanted to use some of the background papers to go in it. So I think the die worked better that way, because then I didn't have to cut out the frames from the strips that were in the kit, if that makes sense. And I decided to use this flower, so I'm going to cut it out with my paper trimmer. And then I'm going to glue the frame on top of it, the die cut frame. Or the film strip. I then decide to back it up with some of the Tim Holtz craft cardstock that you can sand down, and I'm using the color black, and I'm just going to glue it on top of it and then cutting it out to size. Then I'm going to roughen up the edges quite a bit. I'm going to use my sanding tool, but I'm also going to use my scissors. I then want something behind the frame, so I'm going to cut out or tear off a piece of the background papers, and then I am going to tear it on the edges. And then obviously I need to cut out a piece because of the photo that's behind it. So I'm lightly going to trace my frame on it, and then when I'm going to cut it, I'm going to make lines that are a bit inside that frame to make sure that it will be covered entirely and you won't see any weird lines. I'm then going to stick down the frame with some double-sided tape, but as you can see, it fits perfectly now. I'm then going to distress the edges with some vintage photo and ground espresso. And I really like this torn edge because it does add a bit more to the page. I felt like it was a bit too big, so I decided to tear off a bit more. I'm then looking for a place where I want to use this real vintage photo strip, but I decide against it. I'm then going to make a, how do you call this? Nameplate. And I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the film strip. I'm going to back it up with the black craft cardstock. I hope you are enjoying this new project, and if you are, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider to do so because it really helps my channel grow. And if you're a regular, welcome back, and I hope you are going to join me in this project. To finish off the nameplate, I'm going to add 2 breads. I then want to add a bit more texture, so I decide to use some cheesecloth. I'm going to cut off a piece and then I'm going to go over with it with my dauber with some ground espresso and some vintage photo to give it a bit more color. And I'm then going to use my tweezers to put it underneath the nameplate. I then want to add a bit more decorations, so I'm going to look through my snippets and my number strips. I then want to add a bit of stamping onto the frame. I decide to use a signature. These are from the Kathy Holden stamps, Sign Here, part 1, I believe. And then I'm going to stamp a bit more on the top part of the frame. Then we're going to work on the right page. These are the 4 pages that we had left over. I glued them down together, and then with one of the page I did create a pocket. Knowing that this pocket would be small, I will only add something thin. I'm using some of the papers that were torn out, and I'm going to roughen up the edges and place it underneath the pocket, because I really like the fact that the color, the yellow color, will come back on that page as well. I'm then going to use some tape to cover up the edges to make sure that when you slide something into the pocket, it will slide in smoothly. And I'm then going to glue the pocket shut. You saw a sneak peek of another page that I worked on, but the video will come afterwards, because I first filmed the left page and I thought I would leave it at that. Then I filmed the other pages for the next part of the videos, and then I suddenly decided that I wanted to decorate the left side as well, and then I was like, yeah, that really belongs to the same video, so I hope you get what I mean. I want to use that stamp, and I'm going to use my green ink for that, but I messed up. The stamp fell out of my hand and I was like, oh no, and I cannot really fix that. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do some off stamping to create a bit more interest to the background. And I'm going to use several stamps to do that. And actually I really quite like it, and I will cover up the stamp that really was messed up. I'm using another photo strip to glue on top of the mistake, and I roughened it up and I am going to ink around it, and I actually don't mind how it looks. It ties in with the photo strip on the other side, and you only see a bit of it, so I actually quite like it. So that was a happy accident, as I like to call it. I then want to add another photo, and I chose this gentleman, and I'm going to glue him down onto a tag. I'm then going to roughen up the edges from the frame of the photo.
I'm then going to do some stamping on the frame. I then go looking for a label, and this was a die cut that I received in a swap, and I thought it looked perfect. And I also found this piece of stamped paper, which was also from the same swap, and I really liked how it looked, and I'm going to stick it behind the picture. I'm then going to make another nameplate, and I'm also going to glue down the label onto some black cardstock, and then I'm going to roughen up these edges as well. I'm then going to stamp the name or signature onto the label. We are nearing the end of the video now. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you do, don't forget to leave a like. I will make a playlist for every video that I am going to make. I want to wish you a happy day wherever you are, and I will see you in part 2. Bye!